banditry, murder, rape, torture, and abuse meted on residents of various communities in Edo State. The House also notes that on the 31st of January 2022, the herdsmen invaded the farmland in Igolo and Abumere 2 community in Ovia Northeast, Ovia Federal Constituency, leaving 1 person dead and at least 2 wounded with gun injury, and forcing the residents to flee into various communities of Okoko for refuge. The House further notes that the incessant invasion and attacks by armed herdsmen on farmland in Ologbonuga Umuha Nokwa Orogo Orugi Ewesi and Ewunogon community are the border of Edo State and Delta State, which led to loss of lives and property, as well as destruction of agricultural produce of the residents, who are mostly farmers. Worried that about the incessant attack in some parts of Edo State, which include the murder of a father and 3 children in Ewunogbon community in January 2022, the adoption, torture, and rape of 7 women on the 3rd of February 2022, the gruesome murder of Dr. Otete Osain-Homa of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH, as well as the kidnapping along Onwa Iyeve Barake Road in Onwa East Local Government of Edo State. Also worried that on the 2nd of February 2022, the 3 women from Ologbonugu community were reportedly kidnapped, tortured, raped severally before they were eventually released, with a warning to their husband that the perpetrator will be revisiting to wipe out the entire community. Concerned that the residents of Ologbonugu, who are predominantly farmers, can no longer access their farmland, which has adversely affected the economy and imminent food scarcity in Edo State and Nigeria at large. Cognizant that if the insecurity in Edo State is not urgently addressed, it will pose a serious threat to the socio-economic development of the state. Resolved that all the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Police Force, the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to beef up security operations in the affected area to safeguard lives and property. Also, all the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies to ensure all corporates involved in these attacks are brought to book. They also further all the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide relief material to victims in order to ameliorate their suffering. Went further to mandate the Committee on Army, Police Affairs, and Emergency and Disaster Readiness, preparedness to ensure compliance. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, we also urge the House to observe a minute silence in honoring of the deceased victim of attack in Edo State. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Comrade. You know, this is like they don't want you to speak.
On it. Okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable colleagues, and Honorable Comrade Chinedu Oga Owen. I represent Ikwezasa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion, moved by my honorable colleagues, Honorable Dahusa. I hereby second the motion.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. As fellow colleagues, the ninth order of the day, 1 minute silence. Thank you. Can we rest for 1 minute silence? With the source of the peaceful party, let's move perfect peace. Let's move to the ninth order of the day. Is a motion on urgent need to address the rising state of sexual molestation in Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Daniel Abiodun Johnson. Honorable Johnson is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Abiodun Johnson. I represent the good people of Oshodi Solo Federal Constituency 2. I'm from Lagos. I rise to raise the motion on the urgent need to address the rising spate of sexual molestation in Nigeria. The House knows that United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, survey stated that 1 out of 4 girls and 1 out of 10 boys in Nigeria are victims of sexual molestation, and about 1 of the 10 children will be sexually abused before attaining the age of 18. Cognizant of the danger this ugly trend portends for the society and the future of Nigeria, considering that victims of sexual molestation often end up as dysfunctional individuals. Thus, the future of the country is endangered if such criminal acts against children are left unchecked. Worried that there has been an increase in reports of adults sexually abusing underage children, especially girls in Nigeria. Also worried that the lack of healthy and protective parenting predisposes children to become perpetrators of the same vices, either now or in the future. The House resolved 1. Urge the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice to prosecute reported cases of child sexual molestation to serve as a deterrent to others. 2. Mandate Committee on Justice to ensure compliance and report back within 6 weeks for further legislative action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Ali. Maybe that's what I.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleague, Ali Adeyemi Taufik is my name. I represent people of Motion 1 Federal Constituency in Lagos. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by my brother and colleague, Honorable Daniel Johnson. Mr. Speaker, I so second. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Against say nay. That's it. The 10th order of the day is a motion on need to strengthen security formations in Edo State in those central,
Your own and
central district of Edo State, studying on the status, on the status invited to the motion.
advance and yes, I move. Like same motion.
The floor?
Mr. Speaker, my highly esteemed colleagues,
Is he properly dressed? Okay.
I'm dressed like the minority leader.
Like the minority leader.
Yes, I'm just like him.
So you are competing with him.
Mr. Speaker, my highly esteemed colleagues, I'm Sergius Ose Ogun. I represent Eastern Northeast, Eastern Southeast, and I'm from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the need to strengthen security formations in Edo Central Senatorial District of Edo State. The House notes that Section 14(2)(b) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended provides that security and welfare of the people of Nigeria shall be the primary purpose of government. Also notes that National Assembly is empowered by Section 4 sub 2 of the 1999 Constitution to make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the Federation. The House is worried about the country's state of insecurity, which has led to loss of lives, properties, and destruction of infrastructure in several parts of the country. The House is informed that on Thursday, 24 February 2022, 5 banks in Uromi, the commercial center of Edo Central Senatorial District, Edo State, was attacked by armed robbers who looted huge sums of money from the banks. The House is disturbed that the attack led to the death of 28 persons, with many others sustaining injuries, thus causing heightened tension and pandemonium in the town. The House is cognizant of the need to strengthen the security formations in Uromi and the entire Edo Central Senatorial District in Edo State in order to forestall further attacks and eradicate other causes of criminality in Uromi and its environs, and Edo State in general. The House is convinced that the setting up of a Nigerian Police Mobile Force base and Nigerian Army barracks within Edo Central Senatorial District will go a long way in curbing crimes in Uromi and Edo State as a whole. The House resolves: 1, urge the Chief of Army Staff and the Inspector General of Police to set up a Nigerian Army barracks and Nigerian Police Mobile Police Force, respectively, within Edo Central Senatorial District. 2, mandate the Committees on Army and Police Affairs to ensure compliance and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. 3, observe a minute silence in honor of the deceased victims of attacks in Edo State. Mr. Speaker, my highly esteemed colleagues, I so move.
Engineer.
Among them, the fellow of the Nigerian Society.
Okay, sorry. Engineer Dawo, I recognize you are a genuine engineer, yes, sir. But I recognize Engineer Sani Bala. All of
Yes,
you from
yeah.
power.
You are referring to the fellow among them, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I'm Honorable Engineer Sani Bala, representing Kunchi Sanya Federal Constituency from Kano State, and I rise to second the motion as heavily moved by Honorable Sergius. I so second.
We put the question. Amendment. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Odebo Mishakman is my name. I represent the good people of Subiledo Gula Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, considering what is going on the floor today, about 2 solid members of our parliament have moved on the insecurity matter in Edo State in general, Edo Senatorial District as a whole. Mr. Speaker, considering this serious threat, I want to suggest, can we just be thinking of a state of emergency in Edo State so that we can have peace by bringing in the security apparatus there so that they can capture all the insecurity matter.
Seconder. The seconder.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Jimo Ojubile, member representing Ado Daughter Federal Constituency from Ogun State. I hereby second the amendment moved by my honored colleague.
Maybe you need to hear his amendment. His amendment that two motions today on the floor of the House.
Yes,
coming from two different
for
zones.
Declared state of emergency
In Edo State, so that we can have peace.
For
Those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
Against say nay. The ayes. Should I put the question again? Those in favor of the amendment say aye. Against say nay. You use the loudspeaker, so the nay. The nays have it. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. One minute silence. Soul of the peaceful party rests in perfect peace. Maybe minority leader, you didn't watch the television very well. From 2 days ago, I can tell you authoritatively, there's political turmoil apart from the insecurity in it. So what he was moving for, I want to believe that he was doing that with the best of intention and the interest of the nation. No. That one is there. No. Respected colleagues, the 11th order of the day is a motion on need to construct a bridge from Ishasi in Lagos State to Igbasi Community in Ogun State, standing on Honorable Jumo Olusola. Honorable Olusola is invited to put the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Jimo Olusola Ojubile, member representing Ado Daughter Federal Constituency. I'm from Ogun State. Mr. Speaker, sir, I hereby move a motion. The need to construct a bridge from Isashi in Lagos State to Igbesa community in Ogun State. The House note that Ogun Guadon Free Trade Zone, situated in Igbesa, a major town in Ogun State, was one of the 8 free trade zones established to strengthen the trade relation between Nigeria and China, following the China-Africa Summit held in Beijing in 2005. Also note that the total landmass of Ogun Guadon Free Trade Zone is 10,000 hectares, with a primary focus on manufacturing, processing industries aimed at boosting economic development of Nigeria through industrial capacity building, job creation, poverty alleviation, and local patronage. Aware that the startup phase of the free trade zone Igbesa has been completed and is in operation, generating an average output value of over $234 million per annum, which has exceeded $2 billion in total investment and directly employ over 6,000 people from the local community, make it one of the fast-growing industrial and real estate hub in Ogun State. What is that Ogun Guadon Free Trade Zone, Igbesa, which is 15 kilometers from Apapa Seaport and 50 kilometers from Muritala Mohammed International Airport, lack quality access route, which resulted in losses in time and material, as well as frustrating the ability of the free trade zone to fully maximize its potential. Resolved to urge the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to, through public-private partnership, PPP, facilitate the construction of the bridge to link Isashi in Lagos State to Itekun en route Ibesa in Ogun State. Mandate the Committee on Works to ensure implementation. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir.
Don't mind. All have to sit down. Sit down, Abi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable James Adisa Olabi, representing the good people of Ifakoja Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Lagos. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my brother from Ogun State, Honorable Jimo Jubile. I so second.
Thank you.
Respected colleagues, this is an infrastructure-related motion, so I will now put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Respected colleagues, the 12th order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to establish federal capital territory satellite towns development agency and following matters. All members recall the bill was committed to committee of the whole on Thursday, 3rd March 2022, the leader will move for his consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Kiruka Onyejo. I represent the people of Isuatu Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, may I move that a bill for an act to establish Federal Capital Territory Satellite Towns Development Agency and for related matters HP 43 be now considered in committee of the whole. I so move.
Seconder, whip.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Munguno. I represent Marte Munguno, Ganze Federal Constituency of Borno State. I second the motion that the bill be considered in the committee of the whole.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. The 13th order of the day is constitution of two reports of the Committee of Science on Science and Technology. Honorable Benelar will move for their consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Benny Law. I represent Langtang North and South Federal Constituency in Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, may I move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Science and Technology on a bill for an act to establish the National Institute of Oil and Gas Technology and Entrepreneurial Studies at Bema, Imo State, and to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration, provide for detailed identification of areas in oil and gas technology and skills acquisition, entrepreneurial studies, and for related matters, and approve the recommendations therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Sorry, seconder. Yes, Kasina, start.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Still remain Aminu Ashurmani, representing Binda Mani. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion, heavily moved by Honorable Benina, and I so second. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Deputy, we move that we will resolve into committee of the whole to consider reports. There's another one. We have 2 bills for you. After that one, which other bill do we have again? That's what say 2 reports. Thank you. So which other one again? It is their own fault. When I was calling you, I said 2 reports. Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Kiruka Onyejocha. I represent the good people of Isukwatu Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. I move that the House do resolve into the Committee of the Whole. I so move. To consider reports. I so move.
Whip.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Martin Monguno in the Federal Constituency of Borno State. I second the motion that the House be resolved into a committee of the whole to consider reports.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. House say about resolved into committee of the whole to consider reports. Respected colleagues, the bill to be considered is for an act to establish Federal Capital Territory Satellite Towns Development Agency and following matters. I now invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Colleagues, I don't know. I guess this is a House bill. Chairman, it's a House bill.
Mr. Chairman.
Sponsored by Clause 1.
Aye.
2. Clause 3. Clause 3. But why is clause 3? Before we carry. Page 4. Clause 4. Clause 5. Clause 6. Clause 8. 9. So I don't know. Colleagues, look at clause 10. Is the agency not supposed to be under the Minister Federal Capital Territory? The agency. The recommendation is that the agency shall prepare and submit to the President no later than 30th June in each financial year report in such a form. Oh. my God. Clause 10. Flatter. I did ask who sponsored this bill so that we'll be working in tandem. Have the committee done their own work in terms of looking critically into the bill, not allowing overlap of functions? The committee submitted the report. Which committee?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear you.
Which of the committee is handling this bill in the FCT? We have two committees.
Committee on FCT.
I pray. 11. Because I know Satellite House is a department as of now under it. So if you are trying to make it an agency, it has to be responsible under the minister. Not, I don't know. But it's not for me to sit here and then begin to dictate.
Has delegated his powers to the FCT minister.
Minister.
It has to be referred to the minister.
Thank you.
Not the president.
And that's why I was asking as to whether this report actually passed through them.
Chairman, can we step down the bill so that we make a further consultation with both the committees?
This is important. You say no? Yes, can we hear you, Benny? I think so. It's better we step it down so that property is done on it. Thank you. Bill step down, but leave with the house. No, I think it's better. Let them come and then, because at times, you know. The next report is to consider is the Committee on Science and Technology on the bill for an act to establish National Institute of Oil and Gas Technology and Entrepreneurial Studies, EGBEMA, Imo State, and to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration, provide for detailed identification of areas in oil and gas technology and skills acquisition, entrepreneurial studies, and for related matters. And Benny Lai will give the synopsis of the report.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Benny Lai, I represent Lantern North and South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my synopsis will be very brief because the chambers is hot today and my colleagues are saying, please make it brief. So I'll make it as brief as possible. The committee met with following relevant stakeholders and held a public hearing with the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, Petroleum Resources, several agencies, and the general public. The committee deliberated on the submissions by the stakeholders and made recommendations as shown in the clauses. The purpose of the bill seeks to establish the National Institute of Oil and Gas Technology and Entrepreneurial Studies in EGBEMA, Imo State, and to make comprehensive provisions for due management and administration and provide for detailed identification of areas in oil and gas technology and skills acquisition, entrepreneurial studies, and related matters. The committee unanimously and strongly recommends the expeditious passage of this bill for its specialty in bridging the gap in the oil and gas sector, which will hugely benefit the nation. Attached herewith is the clause-by-clause provisions of the bill and recommendations by the committee. I so move. Thank you.
Proud of Plateau. What did he say? I say proud of Plateau. Clause 1. Got it? Clause 2. Clause 3. Clause 4. Clause 5. I little have problem with recommendation 4.2. Benny. The rector shall be the chief executive of the institution and shall be responsible to the board for the day-to-day management of the affairs of the institute, together with 2 deputy rectors to be appointed by the board of on the recommendation of the rector. No, it should not be at the recommendation of the rector. Deputy rectors are normally appointed on recommendation of academic boards. They select, check other institutional legal framework.
Can I move an amendment to that effect,
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move an amendment for that section, that the academic board, it be replaced with the academic board, section 4. The rector shall.
I don't know. Maybe we will take the amendment, but in line with other institutional legal framework, you go through it. Principal officers have a tenure of 5 years, I believe, and then rector have, did you specify for this other? You know, it's an academic environment, and so it has to, thank you. I believe they are going to offer courses that will lead to award either diploma or HND or degree, and in line with that, they must conform with the guidelines of MBTE, National Board for Technical Education, or Nigerian National University Commission. This is the reason why those provisions have to be made, and I think I will beg of my sister, you are doing extremely well, but go through other bills, we'll step it down, so they go through other ones so you can bring it now. There's no appointment, for instance. Even the composition of academic board is silent here. There has to be academic board. And it is true that just look at and then see how you can make it good. Thank you. No, from 4, we'll step it down. Should go through it and then maybe come up with otherwise, even if you pass, I can assure you the ministry would turn it back because it will go to them for confirmation. Thank you. Or vetted. No. 4, step down from 4. I will just approve 1 to 3. The next report will concern that Committee on Science and Technology on a bill for an act to establish the National Renewable Energy Development Agency and to charge it with responsibility of promoting the use of renewable energy resources 2021 and for related matters. And I invite the chairman, Honorable Benny Lar, to give us a snapshot report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, on this bill, for an act to establish the National Renewable Energy Development Agency, the committee met and held a public hearing where the positions of various stakeholders was collated. Mr. Chairman, the purpose of this bill is to establish a National Renewable Energy Development Agency to be charged with the responsibility of promoting the use of renewable energy resources and related matters. The committee unanimously and strongly urges the House to negate the passage of this bill because A, it seeks to duplicate and conflict with the mandates of other agencies of government, such as the Energy Commission of Nigeria, which is charged with this same responsibility of promoting the use of renewable energy resources. Also, the Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria, also the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, and the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agencies. They all are charged in various aspects of the same renewable, promoting the use of renewable energy and exploiting or exploring the use of it in Nigeria. B, the agency if created will further overblow the cost of governance, which will undermine the aspiration of the administration to implement the Rosayan report on the cost of governance, reducing the cost of governance. C, lastly, the nation's present economic reality does not support the creation of an agency such as this. Unfortunately, I was not in chambers when it was debated. I would have guided the House accordingly.
Except that my sister...
We attached a clause-by-clause consideration and recommended...
I say, except that if you want to solve the issue that you have absolutely captured, which will have the interest of the country, but you have not come with a bill now to repeal those other established acts that allows them in existence. Even if you are going to have another agency, they will begin to fight again with those other agencies until you repeal their own existence, the act, and then enact this as the sole agency. The issue of conflict will still be there.
We did do that with Energy Commission recently. We passed a bill on that.
No, repeal, for instance now, this is now a new commission that will carry out those functions being done by the various agencies of government. But those agencies of government are still in existence. The laws establishing them are still in existence.
Yes,
and you have not repealed them. It should have been repealed and enacted. The captain of this one will have now enacted this one, repealing those other agencies in existence.
No, sir, we do not seek to create this agency.
That's why I'm saying you are not solving the problem.
Yes, sir.
Of the conflict of interest now. This one now will come as a new agency. No. But Energy Commission of Nigeria is in existence, yes, as far as this law is concerned. Because it has nothing to do.
We don't want. They already have an establishment act, Energy Commission.
Yes.
And we've amended their act several times. So we do not seek to create another agency, sir. I don't understand.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Whip.
I think the subject to, with all due respect to Honorable Benila, what she is saying is that they have negatived all the clauses and recommendations. They are not seeking to create this agency. Rather, they want the already existing agencies like Energy Commission, Rural Electrification Agency to, yes, it is negative. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
He didn't understand what he said.
That is why.
Yes,
okay. Thank you. Plus one. So, invariably, it's not recommended. Thank you. Plus one. Two. 4, 6, 10, 11, 12. Long title. Thank you. Leader.
Mr. Chair and my distinguished colleagues, I am Comrade Peter Ohionzoje Apatasin, MNI. Mr. Chair, I represent Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I am from the great Edo State. Chair and my people, I move that this committee reverts to plenary to report progress. I so move.
Deputy Chairman of Finance.
Mr. Chair, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Said Musa Abdullahi. I represent the people of Bida Bakokasha Federal Constituency. I am from Niger State. Mr. Chairman, I second the motion ably moved by the leader of the House. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. The House is hereby to invite the President to report progress. My respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on Federal Capital Territory on a bill for an act to establish the Federal Capital Territory Satellite Towns Development Agency and for related matters HB 43 and deferred consideration for further legislative action. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Whole Committee. The report of the Committee on Science and Technology on a bill for an act to establish National Institute of Oil and Gas Technology and Entrepreneurial Studies, EBEMA, Imo State, and make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration, provide detailed identification of areas in oil and gas technology and skills acquisition, entrepreneurial studies, and for related matters, HB 1212, and approve clauses 1 to 3 and deferred consideration for further legislative action. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on Science and Technology on a bill for an act to establish National Renewable Energy Development Agency charged with the responsibility of promoting the use of renewable energy resources and for related matters, and approve the deletion of the clauses 1 to 12 and the long title of the report. Leader, move that we adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you once again, Mr. Speaker. I am Comrade Peter Ohiozoje Apatasin, MNI. I represent Akoko people. Mr. Speaker, I am from Edo State. I move that this House do adopt the reports of the Committee of the Whole as presented by Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Whip.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Munguno. I represent Martha Munguno, Gaza Federal Constituency of Borno State. I second the motion that the House do adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. Colleagues, thank you for the resilience, patience. We are still pleading with the management to work on the air conditioning system. It has been very hard and very uneasy for us to work, but I believe we are doing this in the interest of our country. I want to beg for more of your understanding and patience. Thank you very much. The management are doing their best to ensure the problem is solved. Lastly, clerk, ensure you communicate to the agencies for a meeting tomorrow, 3 p.m. by the grace of God, so that the issue raised by Honorable Ndoli will be addressed in the best interest of our country, and ensure that the communication reaches them as quickly as possible, and ensure that all of them attend in person, not by proxy. Thank you. Leader, move for the adjournment of the House to tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Comrade Peter Ohiozoje Apatasin, MNI. Mr. Speaker, I represent the great people of Akoko Federal Constituency. I am from Edo State. I move that this House do adjourn till 11 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday, the 10th of March, 2022. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Whip.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Munguno. I represent Marke Munguno, Gaza Federal Constituency of Borno State. I second the motion that the House do adjourn to tomorrow, the 10th of March, 2022 by 11 a.m.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. House is have adjourned to tomorrow, 11 a.m.